Hey y'all. Welcome into Blossom Tarot. I'm GD. This is my channel. You know what? I want to get the lady's name, but okay. Anyway, this was on my mind. Just just naturally because of the different changes that I'm having, like in my dating life or whatever. And excuse me, I just had Chipotle. And yesterday there was a dating coach. He's an expert at dating. And he was talking about how black men are, and he's like, I'm not making it. I'm not singling them out. I'm not, he's like, statistically, like, black men are the hardest to love in terms of having a happy, healthy, successful relationship because of so much trauma and toxicity that they've gone through, and childhood wounds and things like that. And then when someone is not focused on their healing, their child wounds and the things that they've gone through and their trauma and whatever, the stories that they tell themselves, the insecurity, whatever it is, right? From a lack of support growing up, which is common in the black community. It's, just like Drake said, boohoo, sad story, black American dad story of, like, a lot of us did not grow up with, fathers in the home, and that all it goes for black girls growing up to become black women, black boys growing up to become black men, picking up things like seeing your mother being hyper independent, right? And how a little black girl picks that up, and how that affects her dating life and literally her perspective on men. Normally, women or girls who grow up to be women who have a dad growing up, they know how to better just communicate with man, and they are more open and less guarded, and it's a natural thing for a man to be around. As the other way around, if it's the other way around, then that woman is probably more so closed off to men. They're not in their environment. And sometimes, in some cases, being around men can trigger anxiety and can trigger, or being like in their home, in their environment, can trigger anxiety and can trigger certain feelings of being unsafe or whatever. And they may not understand that or whatever, or, dealing with men at a arm's reach, and, which we all should do, just in general, you deal with people with discernment. But, so the man, he was talking about black men first. Then, I wish I had their names, because I like to, Wait. But I was on my Instagram, on my story, talking about how I am open to dating different races and ethnicities within my dating life now. That's something that is, like, more so new, but it's naturally happening. And with me stepping into, literally, my birthday was theme was soft girl era. Me stepping into my early 30s and my soft girl era, I'm very much so focused on living the healthiest life that I can, but also the softest life, the gentlest life that I can. Not in terms of I'm running away from doing the work, I'm overly self-caring, I'm not showing up, no, like, I'm doing the work in a balanced way. And what I'm saying is just that I'm very protective of my energy. Not even in the online space, I'm not as active online as I used to be. I'm not as transparent or open online as I used to be. I'm not even on Twitter anymore. I don't share. It seems like the older that I get, the less that I share, because previous to this, I don't know, some of you have actually followed me all the way from my Mighty Ducks days, or my It's Ducky's Pond days, where I had a blog. I was an influencer before the word influencer even was created. So I was being sent sneakers and shirts and clothing and all these things to actually do blog posts on my website as basically a form of advertisement, because I had that much of a following. I'm an Aquarius, and I always have myself positioned online in some way. I have had multiple success stories or multiple business successes online, and all by myself. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but all by myself. And then I also went to school for things kind of in alignment with that too. That has a lot of use of digital media. And I mean, that's just, it's Aquarius. Like, it's just in me. You know, I was doing that even before I went to college. I had a successful online website even before I went to college. When I went to college, I felt like it derailed me, but it actually didn't. It saved me from actually going into like the entertainment world at a very young age, and probably getting lost and tricked up in some shit. So I'm very grateful and thankful for the path in which that my life has taken. But okay, I used to go live on Ustream. I would have like 30K people watching me on live, just with my boyfriend at the time over at the house, my best friend over at the house, my family. They're asking, oh, what is your mom cooking? Like, I've done so many things online, but now the space is different, and the space to me isn't safe. And it used to be a very creative space, and it used to be very collaborative, to where you can create creative communities and things like that. But it's really changed now because it's a cash grab, and everybody got green eyes, and everybody want to be viral, you know. But even to this day, though, when you still move in that, it's like an older traditional energy of building your businesses or your platform online, you know how to create community. Like, if I was to put on I'm kind of derailing, but I'm tying it in. If I was to put on a physical event, I know that my community would show up for me. I know that the online community that I connect with and talk with, especially where I am, where I live, they're going to show up. A lot of times, people, that's not happening. It's viral online, but when it comes to community and when it comes to true support, it ain't there. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, saying all these things because there was a time in my life where I was really giving a lot online, and now to the point to where I'm watching what I put out, right? Or I'm decreasing, and then I also feel like I don't have anything to prove at this point, but I'm decreasing my energy, like just going there, you know what I mean? And I'm taking that and I'm putting it somewhere else, and I'm investing in myself and my health, and creating other things, going in other avenues, traveling, seeing the world and things like that. But Soft Girl Era, to me, is about really watching like your energy bank and conserving it, and being super intentional on who you're texting, who you're calling, who's within your online community, who's watching you. Are there any energy leakages? Is there any evil eye? And it's not this vibe of like, oh, be scared of everything. No, but it's an energy of like extreme discernment, right? But within that, because that's only one part of what I'm trying to say. When it comes to my dating life, I'm walking in my Soft Girl Era in terms of like, whoever is the most healthiest is where I'm going. Wherever the love is, wherever the gentleness is, wherever the reciprocity is, wherever the passion is, wherever the spiritual connection is, wherever the intellectual connection is, that's where I'm going to be at. I'm not dealing with toxicity. I'm not dealing with abuse, whether that be emotional, verbal, physical. I'm not doing any of that. And I've just basically made a promise and a pact to myself. Like, bro, even dealing with toxic family members, I'm not doing any of that. And the thing is, like, I've grown up in the environment where, a lack of emotional intelligence, you just retaliate first and then you figure it out later, which is not a smart thing, and as you grow and as you evolve, you start to understand things different. And then you start to value life differently, even in terms of growing up, and you see a lot of you grieving constantly because you're seeing a lot of death happening because of certain decisions being made, and a lack of emotional intelligence, and just popping off, and pride and ego and all that shit. So for me, like, I have truly decided that I'm not accepting things. Basically, what I've decided for myself is that I'm not reiterating generational karma or generational curses, whatever you want to call it. I'm not doing that. I'm not claiming that for my life. What I'm claiming for my life is to basically evolve my family. You know what I'm saying? To heal generational curses and karma and all that. Or, I don't like the word curses, but you know, the things that we struggle with. And I was talking to one of my homegirls. I'm telling you, I've been getting downloads of synchronicities all week about this, about how it's okay when it comes to with elevation comes separation, or like Jay-Z talks a lot about, like, you can't take everybody with you. You know, just dealing with whether it's toxic family members, relationships, friends, whatever. As you really start to put in more energy and effort and invest in your life force energy, invest in yourself, and invest in your elevation, people, first of all, it's very triggering. And I don't understand, because the thing is, like, the same people who watched you struggle or watched you really go through some shit, and you know, they, oh well, now you think you this, or now you think that, or all this, or my favorite one is, you don't deserve that. You don't tell me what the fuck I deserve and what the fuck I don't deserve when I worked for what I got. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the entitlement of some people. But for real, as you grow and as you evolve, it makes people uncomfortable, because you're triggering them to actually take action, you know. And again, I'm not perfect, none of that. But I've just made I've made a promise to myself that, like, bro, like, my life is gonna be soft girl era. Like, my whole life, my lifestyle is soft girl era, and I'm gonna keep going until I really achieve that. Just in terms of, I'm not being in environments that make me feel anxious. I'm not being in environments where I feel so anxious that I'm sick to my stomach. I'm not being in environments where I feel like everybody in the front room and I gotta be in the back, because I just don't feel like, I don't want to be in that energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being in environments where, you know, violence can just pop out. And then that's another thing. Like, for me, I'm very, very, like, aware of that, of like, I cannot be in certain environments, because if I'm triggered, I will go into self-protective mode. And so that is something, like, you have to watch the people that you're around. You just have to. And then especially when you are trying to evolve and you're taking good care of yourself or whatever, a lot of people don't like that. They don't like to see people shine. They don't like to see people move into a healed space. They don't like to, you know, how the quintessential story of, like, when the rappers go back home, what happened to them, you know? So it's a messed up thing, but you know. But within saying this, with this whole soft girl era thing, what I really want to talk about is, and it is Black History Month, I want to talk about how we really have to make an effort, a real effort, for healing within the Black community. And and you never know, like, on YouTube, bro, you never know who's watching you. Even you can have 200 views and it could be somebody, you never know who's watching you. So for me, I just feel like, if you are Black and successful, like, in any way that you can, invest in the healing of the Black community, not the detriment of the Black community, okay? Because the thing is that the reason why Black marriages don't last is because Black families don't last, if that makes sense. I'll break it down. What I'm saying is that Black families become very divisive because, what is that? Crabs in a barrel mentality. But a lack of emotional intelligence. A lack of emotional intelligence comes from a lack of resource. Okay? And then sometimes it's a lack of education as well. It's so much. It is so much. Lack of financial literacy, lack of literacy just in general. Like it is I feel like the amount of successful black people that we have, right? Put next to the amount of black communities that's suffering, it's like people dropping the ball. And again, it's not like well, yeah, it's not like I'm expecting black successful people just to save the world, whatever, because it also goes down to government and how there is systematic racism in systems that really want to chain us up or take advantage of us, or put us in a state of oppression and, you know, rape us and use us. I'm not trying to say that in like a literal, you know, way. But what I just wanted to talk about was my focus again. Whole soft girl era is my personal focus, right? But also what my focus is to create for me a safe space, okay? A safe space for particularly black folks, black community. Now, here's a little twist. When I grew up, I did experience that. You know, even though I come from a divorce home, whatever, I come from a background where I know where I came from. I know the religion in which, you know, my people come from. I know I know these things. I know Proverbs. I know a lot of wisdom that was instilled in me that was just oral wisdom. It's not wisdom that you find in a book. You literally, as a kid, you sit on the floor at the knees of an elder. So, I feel like, and especially for this year, just moving forward, black folks, we have to understand that in order for us, because it's a whole, and I talked about this, all of that safe space shit online, that's equivalent to the women empowerment brunches and lunches that these mean girls is putting on, basically bitches, for money, okay? It's the equivalent of that. Because from what I have seen, there is still not enough safe spaces for black people online, especially not black creatives. I tell black creatives, the ones that I know, bro, keep your ideas to yourself until you can bankroll them. And bankroll them, protect them, find you a lawyer, whatever. Don't do it, okay? and that's just learning, right, from my mistakes. But and it's really stifling too, cause like black folks, we just create from a space, and like we are creative, but we are so creative because we've had to make do. And when other people come from other communities, they don't have that mentality. That's something that they go searching and looking for, because they never had to be creative. You know what I mean? They never had to make do, or what my papa used to call NIGGA rigging. You kind of fixing something. You kind of make, it's like black engineering. You know what I'm saying? Like hood engineering. We had to be creative in certain aspects, so that same energy crosses over to whether it's music making, dancing, or whatever it is. Just like prime example, Elvis. Right now, Elvis, he was a poor donk. He was poor donk white. So if you go, I know I can go all the way around the world with stuff, but if you do go back and look at Fred Hampton and the Black Panther Party, you'll see how he used to go to speeches of like the white podunk people, the Mexican folks and the black folks, and he showed them all like, bro, y'all, we all in the same boat, right? So sometimes you can like recognize, you see what I'm saying? Like you can sometimes people can recognize that, okay, well, we look different, but we kind of, you know, coming from the same we had the same issues or the same background or whatever, but we just from two different worlds. So Elvis was like that. And he started off in the church and like sanctified, and that's how he got his whole energy, right? But where the hell was I going with that? Oh, period. So he did come from a space of poverty. Marilyn Monroe did too. But the thing is that he picked up that creativity, he picked up that energy from the black church. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes, I sounded like Bernie Mac when I did that. Sometimes, people come around and they are like genuinely inspired. But bro, if it's not helping the black community in some type of way, but it's making you look like, you getting the rewards and you getting the money and it ain't going back where it's supposed to go. For me, I put that on everything. I think that is a form of karma, because creativity is life. It's life energy. It's the same energy that, like, when two people lay down and have sex and have a kid, it's creative energy. It's something that can spark life in others. It's something that can bring people out of depression or bring people out of negative energy. Again, I'm not a doctor, but like music and creativity and film and art and ideas, bro, there is so magical. It is so magical. It has the power to literally like shift energy within people. You know how little kids go to the movie, they see Wakanda or whatever. After that, or Spider-Man or whatever. After that, they acting like Wakanda, like it's acting like the Black Panther, and that's how powerful art is. That's how powerful creativity is. Okay, but anyway, next thing. I'm talking about creating safe spaces, y'all. I'm an air sign. Y'all know how I get down. Safe spaces call for healing people. Okay. But in 2024, I'm gonna make it a huge focus for me to do that. Now, I feel that I already do have a very solid community here where I am. I have communities just because I'm kind of mobile or whatever. I have communities in different spaces, but in terms of like black community, that's home, And I'm a very diverse person, and I like meeting new people. Even though sometimes like I could be like introverted, but I really do like meeting new people, interesting people, intellectual people, creative people, deep people, people with a story, but most of all genuine people and people who show me love. That's my thing. I go where the love is, period. But it is important. It's important for me. It's important for any black woman. It's important for any black man to do their part in terms of creating a safe space, whether that's even in your own home. The other lady, I don't remember her name, but the other lady, she was talking about how she had went and got a medical procedure. And this is crazy because I just did this for my own mom, right? But she was talking about how when people go to have medical procedures, how they ask people, well, do you have anyone that can help you or whatever? And 9 times out of 10, that it's like a big no. So she's reading this book, and I'll put it in the comments once I get all the information. She's reading this book about how America is experiencing like a lonely crisis in terms of like, because a lot of people aren't coming together in community, that it is actually causing like health problems, that it being lonely and not in community with others is just as unhealthy for you as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And she was saying how, as humans, that we're supposed to be in community, we're supposed to be in community with each other, And even I have been doing very well. I said that 2024 was going to be a year of connection for me. And I've been meeting up with more of my friends and all that. So, and I've really been enjoying it too. So, I love that. But I just wanted to share that, especially in lieu of Black History Month, of just like, and how important it is, like, if you are a black woman, if you are a black man, and I hate when people say this, y'all, and I know hate is a strong word, but I hate when people be like, you need to go to therapy. Okay, Because let me tell you something, it's a lot of people who cannot afford therapy. Why? Because they don't have they don't have health insurance, okay? And it's a lot of people who go to work and don't have quality health insurance. They showing up, they clocking in, and they don't have the proper medical. And some people have medical insurance and therapy just isn't covered. Like, they're like, oh, okay, well, you can go to the doctor if you coughing or whatever, but anything outside of that, no, then that's another thing, just in terms of black folks being able to get good jobs, and how that's a whole gatekeeping thing, and racism, and just all of that. And that's a real thing. It's real. This shit is systematic. It's systematic, and I feel like those who have kind of made it, so dang it, I didn't want to take it there. But it's giving the talented 10th, okay? I don't know if y'all ever heard of W.B. Du Bois, but it's giving the talented 10th a little bit, because it's a little that, okay, I'm not going to get all into it, but just Google it. W.B. Du Bois believed that the talented 10th was the 10% of black folks who was at the time was in college and, were well-to-do or whatever, that it was their job to go back to the community to trickle down what they learned. And even in terms of like, who was it? W.B. Du Bois, and it was another guy. I can't think of his name, but they were kind of like rivals. And W.B. Du Bois, he was like more so on the intellectual side, and the other guy, he believed that black folks should learn, like, pick up a trade or whatever. He wasn't into the whole, you go to college and you do the intellectualism and you put the suit on and all of that. And at that point, I do feel like in black history, the black community was trying to kind of assimilate to be accepted. But I mean, now we have progressed way past that. What is that man's name? Dang, I see his face. Hold on. Booker T. Washington. There it is. Yeah, Booker T. Washington. Yeah, it says, believe that black people should keep to their community and focus on improving themselves through technical education. Okay, technical education is like having a trade, being a plumber, being a cook, it's having some sort of trade or whatever. W.B. Du Bois, he believed more so of like intellectualism and intelligence. But anyway, what I was saying was giving talented 10th of like, I feel like the black folks who have these opportunities, that I do feel like that is a responsibility for you to reach back and for you to help, your community. I know for, I don't really just be sharing stuff like this, but I know for me and my sister, we've always been connected to, like raising kids. Like, we don't have kids of our own, but we've, like, raised kids. So, and that's such a beautiful thing. It seems small, right? But that's such a beautiful thing, because you can instill certain values. Certain values and certain levels of intelligence within growing minds, as they're growing up. That right now, it's just, honestly, TikTok is raising kids. The internet is raising kids. And when I tell you that fucking sucks, that fucking sucks. So, and then also, they're isolated. It's not, I remember growing up having community of friends, and that's not really some of these kids ain't even going outside. You hear me? So, it's just a lot, but just find different ways. I used to do, but that was for the black and brown community. I was active in the health sector, in terms of showing up to, like health fairs, like the free health clinics, and, helping with blood pressure screenings and, glucose screenings and all that. I cannot tell you how many times we had black and brown folks finding out that they were diabetic at a free health clinic. This was years ago, okay? I did that all through high school and in and out college, and I would wake up in the morning to do it, whatever. But the thing is that now we're in a space where the economy is even worse. We're in a space where the job market is fucking deplorable. All these things. So what I'm just saying is that I feel that it is a responsibility for successful black folks to be doing something in the community. And then also, I don't know how, because I tell people all the time, don't walk around and tell people, oh, you need to go to therapy. Unless your ass ain't paying for it, close your mouth. I say that about anything. You tell somebody, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Okay, then you need to bankroll it then. To me, I just be over people's bullshit and people's judgment of others, because everybody is not in the same situation as you. And what's funny is that I don't know what it is, what's going on the internet, but everybody want to be black and everybody want to be ghetto, but baby, they don't want to be black and they don't want to be ghetto. Okay, so very interesting. So they talk about people and where they are and their status and in their position in class and their money and all of this shit, but a lot of them are a lot of the kids in the suburb, they want to act like what? Like gangsters. So, but then if it's a poor kid or whatever, they want, oh, you need a da da da, or just in general, because it's grown folks who are immature like that, who do talk about folks in that manner. And again, we all fall short of the glory. Ain't nobody perfect. Somebody piss you off, of course you gonna read them. Look at the wrinkles on your face. Look at that. You gonna go in because you just pissed off. But I don't believe in passing judgments on people, especially when it comes to like medical things, of telling somebody, oh, you just need to go to therapy. If you're not paying for that, then you just need to shut up. And that's the thing that got on my nerves about the spiritual / self-help wellness community online, is everybody talking about therapy. But I'm like, where are the advocates or the avenues for free therapy? Like, I'm telling y'all, I literally, because I'm the type of person where like, I'll do my research. Like, I'll do my research and talk shit. Because I'm like, the amount, even the amount of people online talking about healing and wellness and all this stuff versus the amount of hurt and pain that we have within the community or just in the world generally, y'all, is the math not mathing. Everybody online is, oh, therapy, oh, wellness, oh, journaling, oh, this, oh, that. And the math ain't mathing. So, and people are lonely, depressed. That's why for me, like, I don't care how much opposition I get. I don't care who don't like me. I don't care who don't like my channel. I don't care who don't like that I'm woo woo. I was talking about that today. I was like, I don't give a shit what nobody say. You say a prayer of protection, you light a black candle, you gonna see some movement. You light a road opener. Okay, you light a road opener and you do a prayer, you gonna see some roads open. And that's just what it is. Okay, for me, I don't know if it's just because it's very much so connected because I'm Creole, whether it's really that it's connected to my roots or whatever. And I don't know if it's just like, oh, my ancestors understand what's going on, or Holy Spirit, they understand exactly what's going on when I do it. But I did it today. I did it today, and baby, it came through. It came through for me. So, yeah, I don't care if people think, being woo-woo or whatever you want to call it is this, that, and the third. What I have been able to achieve with my channel and with my just being accessible online, and how much people have told me in private how it has helped them, bro. Like, I'll never stop doing this. Like, this is my service to the world. You know what I mean? And in some capacity, I will not stop doing this. And I was doing it even before, you know, starting a channel, just literally coming across people and having these conversations and just intuitively, like, it's like doing readings without cards. You know, I really do the cards for a visual thing, but it's more so like I just sit down and can read energy and can see what the fuck is going on, you know. And matter of fact, I had went to go do something and